who are the dimension field and who are the major fields. Okay, so based on this data, what you see here, you have your dimension field which is given as company, gender. You can go for age as a dimension measure together. State code, this is going to be your dimension field. Rest all number of days, spend amount and customer ID can consider as your measure field. Now, when you go for creating a pivot table, if you go to insert and create a pivot table, it says that select the data range that you want to analyze. So already you can see your data range has been selected from A1 to G5113. Choose where you want to create the pivot table. You can go for new worksheet, you can go for existing worksheet. I would rather prefer to have a in the existing worksheet here. When you go to existing worksheet, if you bring company into the row label, if you bring customer ID into the value field, you can see summarize value as a count. You can see your count of customer which is given by each company wise. So this is your dimension field where you have these are the options. This is your measure field where you have these are the options will come through. The very important thing what I'll do here guys, if you go to this and do a format cell, in the format cell you can go and you will always have, if you right click on this, if you say format cell, you will always have number, alignment, font, border, field and protection is coming. If you go to this, if you have it is a character field, you can always choose to go to format cell. In the format cell you can go to font, you can make it as a strike through. Strike through means it's going to make a line so that a person who is reading a report they can understand this particular part they have to ignore because it's not going to consider for the analysis. So right click on this one more time, go to format cell. You can untick this strike through. You don't see the strike through anymore. If you select all of this, right click and do a format cell, make it to font and make it to strike through. It's going to strike through to all what you have selected here. Okay guys, sometimes they might ask you or you may get this question, what is called strike through? Don't feel like some abstract question has been asked to you. Strike through means when you have a text you want to make a line on that, that is called strike through. Okay, now you have an option which says that how to go for refresh data. What do you mean refresh data? When you create the pivot table, the pivot is connected to this is the source file of the data. How do you know that which source file is connected to this pivot table? You can always select the pivot, go to analyze, you have something called change data source. In the change data source, they have selected the change data source over here, which shows the data has been selected, which area data is coming. So as I said yesterday, you should not go for selecting data by range. Always make a pivot table to be selected by columns. What will happen, the benefit of using this, that if tomorrow you're going to add any data to this data range, is definitely going to refresh over here. You can come and you can refresh the data here. When you go for selecting this entire column range, your blank will come very obvious. It is not an error. Just go and untick this. This is how we can go for using this is the pivot table with selected range. Next is called sorting data. You can sort this dimension field into ascending or descending order, alphabetical, descending order, alphabetical, ascending order. So you can go for making this an ascending order. Next part is saying that filtering data. You can filter data. If you select this, you say keep only. It's going to keep only Apollo. If you say filter, remove this filter. Now you select this here called filter as hide selected item. It's not going to show Apollo over here. Same thing. You go to filter, untick this over here. Right click on this. If it's a filter, you say I want to go for looking for top 10 or top 3 products selling. So how to easily identify what are the top 3 selling products? You can easily go to filter and say top, let's say I want to see top 5 products selling. So I can see the top 5 companies by sales. I can see top 5 companies and what are the sales they have. You can easily do that by using a filter with top. Clear that now. Next option says that what is called expand collapse button. So what does it mean? If you go to this pivot table, go to field list, and you add another field to this which is called gender. Now what happens, though you are taking two fields under row label, it shows one below another. To make it separate column, you go for pivot table options, make it as a display as a classic pivot table layout. What happens over here guys, you can see each Apollo wise total is coming, Cipla wise total is coming. You can go for right click, untick the subtotals. Now If you have this collapse button, you can say individually by doing this. If you want to do everything in one go, what you can do here, right click, go to expand, say collapse all entire field. It is everything is collapsed here. If you say expand, right click on this, go to expand, called expand entire field, is going to expand everything. If you want to go for collapse only one this Apollo, just go for collapse Apollo. If you say expand, just say expand single also, you can do it. Now the next option says that grouping. What do you mean a grouping here? If you select these 3 or 4 companies together, you want to make it as a group, you can make them as a group 1. If you do not want to make this as a group, you can say ungroup this. It's going to show the company name only. Next option which says that about how to go for moving this. Let's say I want to move Apollo to the last record. So what you can do, you can move to the end. Now you can see Apollo is coming at the end here. How to make Apollo to the top again? You can go to move to the beginning. Again, you can see Apollo has come up. You can interchange the position of the row within the pivot table, guys. Okay. Next, it's saying that how to go for removing company. If you say remove company, that means from the pivot table, you are going to remove company. So there is no company anymore. Control Z to call back. Second, now the next option says that how to go for show detail. There is no point of doing the show details now. Show details mostly is going to be applicable to the numeric fields. We'll discuss that in the numeric part. Field settings, if you go to field settings, shows that which field you have selected now. It shows that currently you have selected company. If you come here and you say so field setting, it shows that you have currently selected gender. So which field you have selected, that field information is going to come in. Now the next is saying that pivotal options. What pivotal options? There is an option which says that under layout formats, it says merge and center cells. If you do merge, you can see all are merged to center now. Can you see this? If you right click on this, go to pivotal options, untick this display, make it as, let's say if you say if you don't want to make this as a classic pivot, it's going to come like this. Okay. Or then the next part is doing show field. If you say show field, the pivot will come up. If you say hide field, the pivot is not going to come up over here. This is how we completed how to use all right click options on the dimension field. Now let's do one thing. This is called advanced pivot part 1, which we completed now. Copy this. This is called advanced pivot part 2. Okay. So now in the advanced pivot part 2, we'll learn like how to go for use your major field. So let's take an example over here. So guys, we have taken here by company wise, by gender wise, I take it here called the total spend amount. Okay. So what options I have it here, if you say right click, it says that the first is format cell, then number format. Copy, we don't have to discuss here. So imagine I go to this value field, I go to format cell and I make this value, I go to number, I make it as a currency format. I go for choosing this as Australian dollar with 0 decimal values. What happens guys here? It shows that you have just formatted to that selected cell, but your objective was to format rest all everything, right? It has not happened. So what you can do here, you can always go for using number format. What happens to the number format, it is going to replicate all the series values which you have it over here, rather going for only that particular cell. Now you can see this, if you have done number format, it is affected to all. If you go for format cell, it is affected to the selected cell only. So now this is very much important question. What is the difference between number format versus format cell in pivot table? Okay, guys, this is very important concept. You should remember this. Next part of it, it says that refresh. As I said, when you have a data, always remember going to the pivot table. You always select through your change data source as your entire column range. Don't go by data range. No matter whether it is coming as a blank, you can untick the blank always, but make sure that you have selected the column range. When you have selected the column range, tomorrow if you're going to add any further data to this file, you can always come and do a refresh. Next part is going to be sorting. You can go for definitely, you can go for grand total, and you can sort this value into a descending order. It shows that which particular company is having higher sales happens, the sales revenue. You can see that. Same thing. You also have an option saying that remove if you want to remove that field. Summarize value. What you can see, it is showing summarize value as sum. You can go for count. You can go for summarize value as average. This the average sales is coming here. You can go for summarize value as maximum sales. It shows male plus in female what is the maximum sales happen. There is something called summarize value as minimum sales. Then there is something called summarize value as sum of sales. Right, guys? So this is called summarize value. So remember, when you say summarize value as, you have an option which is saying that sum. You can go to count, you can go to average, you can go to minimum, you can go to maximum, and there is something written as product. Never try product now. Never try product. I request, do not try product. Try to do these are the, this is called aggregate functions. Understood, guys? So this is called your aggregate functions, right? Which you can do in a pivot table, right? Do a summary value as. Now the very important thing, we'll do it as show value as. These show value as options are very important. Let me do that one by one. So how should you go for doing this? So we'll copy this data. I'll take to another sheet. I call this sheet name as advanced pivot part 3. In this, I go for creating by company, by gender. I take it here as count of customer. This is called row total. This is called as grand total. This is called as column total. Okay, guys, understood what is called grand total, what is called row total, what is called column total. This is very important before going for summarizing your data, right? So the question is how many row totals we have. So we have these many row totals. We have 3 column totals. Okay, so you drag this to the right here. Okay, so this is what as a grand total. This is what as a row column total. This is what as your row totals. Okay. So how do you read this data? You say Apollo total sales is, total customer base is 580, out of which female is 388 customer, male is 189 customer, unisex is 3 customer. If you make a total sum of all 3, it becomes 580, which is called grand total. Like that, you have to read the data. Now, using this data, we will understand how to use. Now, you'll understand how to use show value as an option, which is a percentage of the grand total. What does it mean? I copy this pivot table and I paste it beside to here. In this, I say show value as percentage of the grand total. What does it says here? It says that female in Apollo, whatever customer base you have, over the total customer base which you have. So total is 5112, female and Apollo is 388 customers. So you are saying here 388 divided by 5112, it gives you into the percentage format 7.59, which shows over here. So this is called percentage of the grand total, guys. So percentage of grand total.
Are we recording sessions?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So this is called percentage of the grand total. Same way, you copy this, paste it over here. You say show value as there is an option called percentage of the column total. What does it mean? Considering this as your total of the column, saying Apollo female, what percentage is the total female customer base? So you are saying this as this over this female total, which comes around 11.39 percentage. You can see this is coming over here. Understood, guys? Same way, I copy this. So, guys, I copy this data and I paste it over here. I use the next option is a percentage of the row total. It considers this as a 100%. What is female Apollo percent is coming? So how will you do that? You are saying this over the total Apollo customer base, which is 580. So you are saying female Apollo customer base over 580 is coming 66.90%, which is coming over here. So this is called percentage of column total, and this is called percentage of row total. Okay, guys, understood?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes, sir.
now the next part, what I'll do here, I will be taking this data. I call this as advanced pivot part 4. In this data, I select my company, I select my gender, I select, let's say, count of customer ID as field settings as a count. How to make it separate, guys? I'll do a pivot table options, display as a classic pivot table layout. I can make all the fields separated. I can go to untick the subtotals. What I can do here in this pivot, I just want to do a cross validation. In terms of doing that, I also make it over here as secondary with summarize value as account. There is another option which is there, which is called percentage of the parent total. So what do you mean a percentage of the parent total, guys? Over here, it means you are saying female in Apollo total, what is the female customer base? That is called percent. In this case, your parent is company. Over Apollo, female male unisex, female count of customer base, what percentage they fall in? That is called percentage of parent total. Okay, guys. Now, this is called percentage of parent total. Using this data, I take company, I take customer ID is here, say so value as summarize value as count. Let's say I want to compare all my customer base based on, let's say, Dr. Reddy's. So what I do here, I right click, I see so value as different percentage of. So percentage is the company called Dr. Reddy's. So based on Dr. Reddy's, I want to see the performance of what is Apollo. It says that. So let's do one more time here to show value as a count. What do you say? If Dr. Reddy's count is 576 and the count of Apollo is coming as customer base of 580, so what percentage of Apollo over your Dr. Reddy, which says that around 100.69%. So Apollo is definitely above your Dr. Reddy's. If you compare Dr. Reddy's to Geno, you can see Geno is 99.13. So that means Geno as compared to Dr. Reddy's base, it is at 99.13%. So this is how we are looking at the difference from where we define my difference from the base company, which is called as your Dr. Reddy's. This is called percentage of.
So can you just show once again where did you get that option?
Right click, show value as percentage of. So you're taking any base company, based on that company you are looking at what percentage of percentage of performance or other companies base.
Okay.
Like the percentile calculation, whoever is getting the highest score, based on that highest score we are looking the percentile calculation. This is what exactly happened. Now the next option is going to come in which says that percentage of the parent row total. What does it mean? It means if you are selecting this data, creating a pivot table, let's say I do this pivot table over here. In this I took my state code, I took my company, I took my gender, I took state code, company, I took gender, I took customer ID as a count. So how to make this separate now? Pivot table options, display, make it as a classic pivot table layout. Right click, untick the subtotals, right click, untick the subtotals. Now in this, what you do here, you say show value as percentage of the parent total. Now it shows that who is going to parent here? It is going to be Apollo. Is a company is going to parent here. Based on that Apollo, female and male, you make it as what percentage customer base they have. If you go for making the sum of these two, is going to 100%. Now let's do it. Make it more understandable. What you can do here, you can bring customer ID to here and say so value as a summarize value as a count. So now you can see out of 11,7 total base is 18. Apollo gender base male and female. You are saying female is 61%, male is coming 38.989%. Same thing for here. Female, male and unisex is saying 50%, 40%, 10%, which is how it is given as 100%. So this is called percentage of the parent total. In this case, your parent is going to be your company. Okay. Now I go for creating another pivot table from this data where I select this over here. Again, I go for making this as state code by company, by gender. I make customer ID twice over here. Summarize value as a count. Again, summarize value as a count. Now, in this, what I do here, right click, go to pivotal options, display as a classic pivot table layout. Right click, untick the subtotals, right click, untick the subtotals. If I want to fill up these grid values, which is coming as blank, I can go to design, I can do repeat all item labels. Now in this case, I take my customer ID multiple times. What does it mean? I bring customer ID here one more time. Let's say 4 times I've taken this here. Now I do it here as a count, as a count. Okay. The first one where I say show value as percentage of the parent total. Do not use column, is not going to work out at all. So just leave that. Go to percentage parent total. In the percentage of parent total, what you can do here, you are choosing here, my parent is going to be state code. What happens? Based on the state code, it is going to give you the 100% here. Can you see this? So this is called, you have defined who is going to be a parent. You are considering state code is going to be parent. Same way, if you say show value as percentage of the parent total, which is going to be gender. So based on the gender, sorry, percentage parent is going to company. So just do it here. So value as percentage of the parent total, you consider this as a company. So based on the company, it is going to consider it as 100%. Can you see this? Now here, if you say so value as percentage of the parent total by gender, what will happen? Each state code wise company wise gender is unique, so hence it's going to give you 100%. Guys, did you understand this part?
Yes.
So this is called your percentage of parent total. This is percentage of parent total by company. This percentage of parent total by your, so percentage of parent total by state code, percentage of parent total by company.
Company.
This is percentage of parent total by
Gender.
gender. Understood why it is coming 100%?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this, remember this. Which one you want to consider as a percentage of parent total? Now the next part of it, which we will talk about, in this data, we go for creating a pivot table. Let's say by company, I take the spend amount. Default is going to buy sum of spend amount. Guys, I tell you one thing what happens. So when you go to field list, you take sum of spend amount, you take number of trips together. So what happens? You have taken only one major field. There is no summation field under column. If you take two major fields together into the value, it's a summation field here. What you can do, you can bring that summation to the row level here, right? Now you can right click, you can make it pivot table options, display as a classic pivot table layout. You can see this result. Now you can write here number of visits, you can present this way, and this is called sales revenue into dollar format. You can also present this way, right guys? How did you create this? Go to field list, you can bring this sales summation to here. You can see it like this way, or you can bring it to this row, you can see it this way. It is up to you how do you want to present it. Next, creating a pivot table. The next option says that the count of customer, we says summarize value difference from. In this case, let's say you compare the difference from Apollo. It shows you, let me do it one more time. I bring customer ID over here. Let's say so value as summarize value as count. So as compared to, you are comparing here, so difference from Apollo. So Cipla over Apollo is -9. If you talk about GSK over Apollo, it's saying +22. What means? It means that GSK is having highest base as compared to Apollo. Guys, please go on mute. Guys, please go on mute. Guys, can you please go on mute? Right? One more thing is here, guys. Now, what I'll do here, I add one more time to this. Say summarize value as a count. In this case, you say so value as percentage of difference from Apollo as a company. So it is comparing your Cipla over Apollo, what percentage of difference it has. So what you can see here, Cipla over Apollo -1. What percentage of difference you have, which is coming to -1.55. That means Cipla is less sales or less customer base as compared to Apollo. This is what you are comparing. If you go to GSK, GSK is definitely is going to be higher side of the Apollo. It shows 3.79% more customer base as compared to Apollo. So you can have a quick look at the customer base to give any assumptions out of that. right guys? So this is called percentage of difference from. Okay, now the next is selecting this pivot table. I go to the existing location, I choose the location over here, company customer ID, to make it as a count of customer ID. Same thing, you got to repeat it here multiple times. In this, again you say summarize value as a count, say summarize value as a count. You have an option which says that running total in. What does it mean? It's going to make a cumulative 580, 580 plus 571, 1151 plus 576, 17, 17, 27. Why do we go for creating a cumulative? If you learn about statistics, if you're looking for data distributions, you will always go for creating kind of your cumulative, that is called Pareto chart. So for that, you need to have a cumulative numbers. So always the cumulative numbers, the last record is going to same as the total sum of all the customer base, which is coming here. Same thing here, what you can do, I do one more time, add my customer ID. I say summarize value as a count. In this, I say 12 percentage of the column total. Now in this value, I say percentage running total. What does it mean? It starts with 11.35 to 11.35 plus 11.17 is 22.52 plus 11.27 is going to be 33.78. So on, it is going to read this to the 100%. This is called percentage of the running total. Next, I take this data, I go for creating another pivot out of this where I want to go for making as company wise the customer ID which is given as a count. I bring it multiple times the customer ID over here. In this, I say count. I also say count here. Guys, if you right click on this, you have a show value as an option called rank this smallest to largest. So that means the smaller value is going to consider as 1, the higher value is going to consider as highest value, which is called 7. So now, so highest value is GSK is coming as 8, right? And GSK is coming as 8. And if you say look at here the lower value which is going to be as your Ranbax is having 529 which is going to 1. In this case, if you want to rank the order, you make this ranking order over here saying that largest to smallest is going to consider the largest value as 1 which is 602, the lowest value is coming as 8 which is 8 for this is called ranking in X in pivot table. Okay guys, okay, now I take this data and I do a quick test. The test question is that get company wise state code into a ranking order based on customer base. So how will you go for doing that? You go for creating a pivot table to this where you can take it here by company, by state code, take customer ID. I take it twice here. Summarize value as count, summarize value as count. Make it separate column, right click, go to pivot table options, display as a classic pivot table layout. Right click, go to untick software, repeat item labels, go to design, Choose report layout as repeat all item labels. As I said, I want to go for ranking. I say ranking largest to smallest. I go for by state code. Is going to show me that which state code is having highest customer base you have. Or you can go to data. It is always good to have sort in a descending order so that you can see each company wise, state code wise, how many customer base you have. What is that? Which is the state code where you have maximum customers, which is being ranked 1 to 7. Can you see this? Is making sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So this is how we have got our advanced pivot table with the option which says about in the pivot table, which is called the major options, the major right click option which is saying show value as these are the options which you covered. Index more options is not required now, so you can ignore it. Value field settings definitely show that which field you are selected. Pivotal options already we discussed. Show field will show the pivot table. If you say right click, hide field list is going to hide the field list. This is how we have completed the advanced pivot. Now the last part of the pivot, which is all about designing. So let me copy this data. Now I will showcase how to go for design a pivot table. So this is called advanced pivot 6. In the pivot table, guys, something called as a calculated field. So how do you go for calculate field? For example, by company, number of trips, go for summer spend amount. How to get average spend over here, the total number of trips. So the total spend divided by number of trips is going to get the average spend. How do you calculate that? Select the pivot, go to analyze. You have an option called field items. Select this field items, go to calculated field, write this here called AVG spend. How will you calculate the average spend? You select your total spend divided by number of trips. You can see it is going to give you what is the average spend. How do you want to present this? This is called visits. This is called spend. This is called average visit spend. Got it? Right click on this, make it as a number format, make it to currency, to Australian dollar. Right click, go to number format, make it to currency, go for Australian dollar. So this is how, guys, you get to know about the visit spends and the average spend. Okay, so this is called use of calculated field.
So we can also show this in a charts as well, right? Once we
Yeah,
do for
yeah, we can create this in chart also.
okay.
Okay, guys, so now we'll take you through about designing. You go for company, you take gender, you take state code, you take here as your, let's say, spend amount. This is the pivot which you design now. In the row level, right click, pivotal options, make it display as a classic pivot table layout. Right click, untick the subtotals. Right, guys? What you see here that in this pivot table, I want to make it as a different color to present. What I'll do is I'll design. I can choose the color the way I want to present in here. I can choose these are the colors which is there, or what I can do here, I can design my own designing background, font, everything I can change it. How should you do that? Go to this design style, go to new pivot table style, choose the whole table. I want to make it as a background color of this, right? Then so now you can see there is a style which you design. You go for modifying this style, go for Making this as your header row, make it as a blue color and choose the font is going to bold and white color. Okay. Now you can also go for looking at the sub row headers, which you can consider this also. The font is going to be bold white color. Guys, please go on mute. So this is how I can select this over here, guys. My own option, own chart, whatever background I have selected, I can present this. So this is how you have an understanding how we can go for creating a pivot, how to go for designing the pivot styles. I can add more design to this. I can go to modify the one which I have created. I can choose here, let's say, guys, can you please go on mute? Guys, can you please go on mute? Okay, so guys, try to play with selecting what is the row header, what is the sub row header, and understand what is happening around. Okay, are you getting this, guys? So these are the options which is given here. You can start playing with, you will understand how to play this. Let's say you'll go for grand total. I choose the grand total should be going as red color background, font is going to bold and white. You can see my grand total is coming over here. Can you see this? You can change the color background if you want to go for it. Now in the pivot table, if you add any slicer, let's say I add company gender as my slicer, you can also design your slicer by creating the options where you can go for choosing what color background you want to give, or you can do a new style for yourself by choosing the header as blue color, font bold and white color, and make it as 8. Same way, selected items, make it to, let's say, yellow color. The font is going to bold 8 and let's say black color. Then say unselected items, which is also going to be fill as this color, make it as bold and black, 8 as a font. So this is how, guys, you can create your own style for your slicer. See, you see this? Now you can also go to this slicer, apply the same style which you have designed. So your pivot table design and your slicer, you can also do it your own. So this is called your own customized style or design which you want to give it to pivot table as well as your slicers. So guys, by saying this, I finished your pivot table, all the options. Now the next class which I'm going to do, it is all about how to go for designing a data model into your pivot table. So I'll do that now. I just close this. Okay guys, so now we'll start with how to design a data model in pivot table. When you say data model in pivot table, it means we are creating a pivot table from multiple sheets. Okay guys, and in this case we can learn how to design a data model using relationship concept. Now let me explain you from the data. So when you open this data model file, there is a sales table, there is a customer table, there is a product table, there is a vendor, time, And ultimately, you are looking at designing a data model from sales to customer to product to time to vendor. Sales to customer by customer ID, sales to product by product ID, sales to vendor by vendor ID, sales to time by order month to month. To design this data model, we mostly use VLOOKUP to design the data model, which we did in the last class yesterday. But this is what we can also design it using uh, creating as a VLOOKUP, or we can also design this creating as a pivot table. Now let's understand how to create that. Guys, what you have to do first, if you have given sales table, you select the sales table, the entire data range, go to insert, create this as a table. Now you say okay, you give this table name as sales underscore TBL. I just give a name as sales underscore TBL. Same thing, I go to customer, I select the entire data range of the customer, insert, create this as a table, as a range has been selected, go to give this as customer underscore TBL. So I just write cust underscore TBL. Same thing, I go to product table, I select this entire data range over here, then I go to insert, create a table. Always remember you have to tick on my table as a header. If you do not tick this, it is not going to take this first line as a header. So you have to keep it as a header by clicking on this. Then call this table name as prod underscore TBL. Same thing, you select the vendor here, go to insert, select this, make this table name as vendor underscore TBL. Same thing, go to time, select the time over here, go to insert, make this as a table and call this table name as time underscore TBL. So guys, you have created 5 tables now: sales, customer, product, vendor, and time. Always go to the fact table, which is going to be a sales table where you have maximum records. Select this table, go to insert, create a pivot table. The moment you click on pivot table, it says that your data range has been selected as the table data range name. Then you click on add this data to the data model. Now we want to create the data model from all these tables which you have designed. Now you say okay. The moment you say okay here, it will take a little time to open this. Now you can see the first active set is showing sales, but if you go to all, it shows all the table which you have created. Now what I'll do here, when I have taken this table name, automatically I can see there's a relationship which is getting activated now. Just I click on that, it opens my manage relationships window where I can go to new, I can start creating my relationship. Let's say the relationship of sales by customer ID, going to the relationship related table to the customer table by customer ID. This is the first relationship which you built up. You add another built up relationship which is going to be the sales table by product ID, going to the product table by product ID. This is going to be another relationship. Again, you go for adding one more relationship, which is sales table by the field name is vendor ID. Going to the vendor table is by vendor ID. This is the third relationship which you have built up. Now going to the last, where you go for making this as sales table with order month, making this to the time table with month. This is how you made the relationship of all the 4 tables together. Now you say close it. Now what you can do here, guys, you can design a pivot table from all these fields. For example, I want to go by product name. I got all the product name. I want to go by, let's say, vendor table by vendor name. I got all my vendors. I want to go to my sales table where I want to take information like in the sales table. I want to get total units has been sold out. I bring it here. So guys, you can see here, this is coming from the product table. This is coming from the vendor table. This is coming from the sales table. So you are completely designing a pivot table here, which is coming from your data model. This is called data model. Now, what could be the interview question? The interview question would be, can we create a pivot table from multiple sheets? Answer is yes, we can, by defining our data model. Second question, interview question. Interview question could be, if my VLOOKUP is not working, can I create a data model? Answer is yes, we can, using pivot data model option. Right, guys? So this is what your interview question can come through. So I just close this here. Okay, guys? So this is about your advanced pivot table, which we over. Now, though we have completed this, the next part is how to go for creating a pivot slicer dashboard. Now let me create a pivot slicer dashboard for you guys. We all have given global sales, right? So what I'll do here, I create an Excel file which says A6 called pivot slicer dashboard. Okay. Now let me take this Excel file open here. Let me go for looking at the data, which is global sales. I copy over this data for you guys and I paste it here. Once I paste this data over here, I close the original file. I give this tab name as called global underscore sales. Okay, guys. Now this is what my data. So let me give you a background of this data. It is worldwide. Customer has given order on 3 segmented products. So those segmented product is going to be consumer product, corporate product, and home office product. What are the consumer product and home office product? You can see the product category which is given over here. There are 3 different categories. There are some furniture products, there are some office supplies product, there are some technology product which has been ordered through worldwide online. When the order was given, there is an order date is you have, there is a shipment date you have already given, the order year, the order month, as well as the shipment date, number of days gap is already given over here. Based on that, it is given in the last column which says that the product, what is the sales price, how many quantity has been ordered over here. Based on that is given as what the discount margin which was given over that particular product selling, what is the discounted amount, and what is the sales after discount is coming, what is the profit amount, right? And what is your shipment cost associated to ship this product, and whether this order was on a critical, medium, or low or high critical. This is what these are the different category. Critical order, high, low, or medium critical. This is how it is given as order priority to you to deliver the product. Using this data, we want to create some analysis to be presented to my business. What comes to my mind, guys, over here, that I want to understand. First, I create a new field called delivery bucket. So what does it mean? If I look at the days gap, there are some order which is delivered in the same day, which is 0, 1 to 7 days, or let's say around 7 days maximum the order has been delivered. I want to create something called if the delivery date is greater or equal to 5, we call this as late delivery, right? If the date is greater or equal to 3, we call this as what do you call this? What it has given over here, let's say I call this as mid priority. Else I go for high priority. So I call my delivery bucket over here. Okay. Now this is what the data is given to me. Using this data, first before going for designing a dashboard, I must identify the KPIs. KPI stands for key performance indicator. What is the use of key performance indicator? It helps business to performance measure the performance by product, region, or by time, how the sales is happening. So for this global sales, how should you go for presenting this? I decided that I'll go for creating a overall summary which is saying the number of quantity sold out. This is the I want to go with. This is the first KPI, number of quantity sold out. Then I'll write AVG of the quantity which has been sold out. Then I'll write here sales in dollar, total sales happened. I'll go for average sales in dollar. Okay. Then I'll go for discounted amount. What is the total discount amount has been given? This is called KPIs. Then I will go for what is the profit amount which we have got it from the business. Then the next parameter I want to see it here. What is the discount rate which is in percentage? What is the profit rate or profit margin? We call this in percentage format. This is what I want to see by overall. Then I want to see this by segment. I want to see this by segment. I want to see this by category. I want to see by year. I want to see by year month. That has to be presented in region. Which region, how the sales is happening. So this is what I designed my KPIs to be presented to my business. So I first design my KPIs. Based on these KPIs, looking at this data, I have to identify what are the dimensions, what are the major field which is really important for me to analyze. So I copy this data over here. I paste these values over here. As I said, this would be my data reading steps. This is going to be my fields. This is going to be my values. Selecting these two, I need to identify how to measure these values. Whether I call this as dimension, whether I call this as measure, what I want to call this. In this case, my row ID would be measure. This is definitely going to be measure because by order ID I cannot do any search. I can see only the count. By country, it could be dimension field. My date, which I want to convert that into the date format. I apply the same thing to all date which I have it here. Then I need to consider order date is going to time dimension. Definitely, these all will fall under time dimension. Days gap, it is definitely going to be a dimension field. This is also going to be a dimension field. That shipment mode, if it is happening the same day, it is also going to dimension field. Now it has given customer ID, it is also going to dimension field. This is going to customer name, is also going to dimension field. Now it is given as segment. This is definitely a dimension field. City, dimension, dimension, dimension. These all are guys dimension here. Till this. Now here it is going to be major. Discount, sales, profit. This is major, and this is dimension. Now I'll go for selection. So which are the field is really required for my KPIs to present to the business about explaining them the health of my business. For customer, for row ID, I don't need that. For this is not required. Yes, I need this. I need this as well. Shipment mode is not required for me. I would be looking for this same day delivery. How many customers are falling in? Customer ID, I need this is required. Then for my market is required. I just keep this field. Then I go for product category, which is also equally important. I will keep that. Now subcategory product name, I'm not putting it now. Sales is really required. Quantity is really required.
The region we are not taking.
Not required now. So discounted amount, I say yes is required. Sales after discount, yes it is required. Profit, yes is required. I'll go for shipment cost, is not required. Criticality, I will go for yes. So what I'll do here, if I go for making a filter, so I just want to go for these are the field which is important for me to analyze. Right guys? So taking this data, I'll go for first creating the KPI matrix. Insert, create the KPI matrix here. The first thing is that I'll take it as a quantity. So I have a field called quantity. This is called sum of quantity. Sorry. Sum of quantity. I copy this and I paste it over here. This is called average of quantity. I paste it over here. I copy this, paste it over here. This is where I take sum of sales. So I take it here, sum of sales. Then I take it here and I call this as average of sales. I copy this and I paste it here. This is going to be my discounted sales, which I have it here. This is going to be here as my profit amount. Guys, we can create more KPIs out of that, but I'm just trying to show few of these KPI which is really important for you guys. Okay, now to calculate discount rate, what I'll do here, so first of all I have to get all these values outside the pivot table. So I say equal sign, get the values over here, 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 equal sign, get the values over here. Now this would be discounted amount over your sales amount. Your profit margin would be here, the total profit divided by your sales. So you get it here. This is the profit margin. Okay guys, this is what you have done. Now selecting this over here, I created some analysis which is by order month, Jan to December. What is the quantity has been sold out? what is the total sales after discount, what is the total discounted amount has given here, and what is the total profit has given over here is all given in this. Right guys, so what I do here, selecting this data, I go for presenting this value as called total quantity. So let's say sum of quantity. This is called sales in dollar. You have to put it here called discounted discount in dollar. You get it over here profit in dollar. Then you get discount rate in percentage. You define profit rate in percentage. Select this all field over here. Now take the value from this pivot table. Make this pivot table to be selected here the month as this, and L is going to be constant here. Same thing over here. Select these sales after discount, how much sales happened. Try to present that by the month. Same thing you do it over here. Make it to done. Same thing over profit. Take the value from here. In this case, guys, are you able to understand what I'm doing?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now you drag this down. Right click, go to format cell, currency, make it as Australian dollar. Okay. Now how to get discount rate? This is divided by it's going to be no something bad. Okay. So in this case, again, this is called discounted amount. Now you have to bring this discounted amount before you try to adjust this. Okay, so what we can do here, we cannot move that, right? Okay, so guys, this is what the disadvantage is in the pivot table. If you are not able to align the table, so let's say I get discounted amount here, which is coming from this value. Now in this, I go for taking the value over here. So this is called discount percentage, and this is called profit over sales. Guys, please go on mute. Guys, please go on mute. Okay, so this is what the data has given to you. Now what you are doing, selecting this total quantity, you add slicer to this, which is by, let's say I want to go it by segment, I want to go it by year, order year, I want to go it by category, product category, I want to go it by, let's say, region, or I can go to market. So let's say as of now I'm going for region here. So these are different, what you call this as my slicer I have created. Now I will go to each and every pivot table where I'll give a connection to these all 4 filters. So number of pivots which I have created here, every pivot would be connected to those filters. See, one by one I'll go for doing this. So we have connected all the pivots into this filter now. Okay, so this is called all my analysis tab. I would be adding one more tab which is called my dashboard. So how will I design my dashboard? I keep it over here. So how many of them are going to be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what I do here, I create 8 space over here, which is merged. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I go for this. Let's say 6, 7, and 8. Okay, guys. So what I say, equal sign, get the value from here. Let's say equal sign, get the value from here. Then say equal sign, get the value from. Now I say equal sign, get the value from here. Equal sign, get the value from. Or let's do one thing. I get this 4. I also apply the same thing. Okay. So I say equal sign, get the value from here. 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 Okay, so guys, right click on this, go to make it as format cell, make it 1000 commas separator, make it as black color, bold, and increase the font to, let's say, 20, and that's it. I apply the same thing over here. Then going here, I apply this format cell, make it to currency 0 decimal values, Australian Canadian dollar, make it to bold, black, and I'm going for this. I apply the same thing to be applied over here. This is called discount percentage, which is going to be red, bold, 11%, and discount profit percentage is going to green, bold, I make it to 28, right? So I write here called total quantity which has been sold out, make it as a red color, bold, same thing you applied over here, which is called average quantity, Same thing you applied over here, which is called sales in dollar. This is called average sales in dollar. Patience, patience. This is called discounted sales, which is given as, just do a wrap text. Copy this. This is called profit sales. So this is profit sales. This is called discount rate in percentage. This is called profit margin in a percentage. Okay, guys. So this is how we have created our data. Now, what I'll do here, I go for inserting 3 more columns. In this, I go and bring all my slicers. Control X, I go to my dashboard and I paste it over here. I go for my segment. I go to design a style. I choose the header would be this color, the background 8 and white color. Now selected item will be going blue color. Font is going to be bold 8 and white color. The unselected item, which is going to be this, the font is going to be 8 bold. Now when you say hover selection, when you will move across, the hover selection would be red color, the font would be 8 bold and white color. So this is how you design your own style and apply the style. Apply the same style to all, to this and to this. Okay guys, selecting this, go for making this to 3 column. How to present this? Okay. Selecting this to this and make it as into 3 columns. Just try to finish this. Okay guys. Now selecting this, make this to 4. You can see also the performance by year wise. Okay. Now insert one more row. How many is coming? 8, right? The options make it to 8. 8 and more. So let's say how many of them are coming. So these are the different region value which is given here, which you can select. Okay guys, understood now? Okay. So this is how you design your dashboard. Now selecting this, go to view and tick the grid lines. Right click, insert, 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 insert. This is going to be your right click, edit text on sales performance dashboard 2020. Select this to middle align, go for the font, make it to Arial black, increase the font as much as you feel good to. Choose the background color as this color so that go to outlines as no outlines. So this is how you showed your very basic. So let's say make it as middle align so that it look good. Do this also here. Do this also here. Do this also here. Right, reduce this size if you can. Same thing over here. Okay. Now in this you need to add your charts. So your chart should be going to present as one is by sales to quantity. So you select these two, go for creating this as a chart here. Right click, go to change chart type, make it as a combo chart, make the quantity into the line, and this is going to be the start bar chart, make it secondary axis. So you can show it here. So your chart title would be sales versus quantity. Sales dollar versus quantity sales. Okay. So how to present that? You can go for this way to present it. Right click on this, go to, or let's say simply you can go for designing your own style. Select this, go to format chart area, make it to border as rounded corner. Right? Cut this over here, take it to the dashboard window and paste it across. Right? Select this here, select the whole, make it as 8 as a font. Select this and make it as bold. Call this as a blue color. Okay. Or better to make it as the same color as your header. Okay, guys. So this is what you're showing, sales versus discount. Now, how to go for presenting this into sales to discount to profit. So it's better that to go for presenting sales over discount percentage and profit percentage. How to do that? Go for inserting a chart without selecting the value. Now, how will you select the value over here, guys? Right click, go to select data. In this data, you select this is the sales, right? Add one more series, which is going to be your discounted rate. The values are going to be discounted value. Then you add one more series, which is going to be your profit. The values are going to be selected. This is the profit. Now you have all the data has been selected. Now how do you want to present this? Just say okay. Bring your chart over here. Right click. Go to select data. In the series value, you just select this as a month name. So now your chart is ready. In this chart, you go to make it as change chart type, make it as a combo chart. Sales should be your bar chart. This is going to line with marker. This is also going to line with marker. So this is how you need to present it. Okay, guys. Or you go for this as your secondary axis. So the secondary axis is going to be your sales and this. Okay. Okay, fine. So this is how you are presenting your chart where you are comparing your chart for what, or you can go for normal style. So just design the data, go for this design layout and try to present this saying that sales versus discount slash profit percentage. So guys, what is happening here, when you created this chart, this is not aligned properly. So what you can do here, right click on this axis, make this axis to going for maximum to let's say 0.5. So when you say 0.5, it shows you it has gone up to 50%. Now you can present your chart properly to business what is happening. Select this here, Control X, go to the dashboard window, paste it over here. While you're pasting, right click, go to format chart area, make it as rounded border corner. Select this over here, remove this, go to this axis, format axis, make it to present in millions. So now your sales will come in millions, right guys? So try to adjust the chart as much as you can. You can showcase this to the business, saying that what is going on. So what I choose here, right click, go to format data series, reduce the gap width as much as you can. Same thing over here, select this bar, also make it to background as orange color or the same color as what you have selected. The color which you have selected, if you go to this and go to the format axis, you select this format. Let's go for both. This is okay. Now for this also, go to format, make the same thing, right? And right click on this, go to format data series, reduce the gap width. In this, you didn't select the month, so select this, go to this axis, go to analysis, select the month over here. So now you got your both charts are ready. Going to select this line, make this line as a different color, so make it a blue color. This one, so let's say if it is a discount, right, just make it to, let's say, blue color now as of now, and for this make it as a green line. Okay, so over this also guys here, that you select this and make it as kind of blue color, that will look good. So this is how you design your dashboard. Once you design the dashboard, just go auto hide tab, or better that if you could adjust this with your the view is going to little smaller as compared to the normal size, could be 100%, could be 75%. Now go for hide the ribbon here. This is what the dashboard which you have designed. If you see the performance for consumer, for furniture product, you can see in 2011, for central Asia or whichever you want to select it here, you can select and see the performance how they're doing. So this is how guys we have designed our dashboard to be presented in an Excel file from the pivot table. Is that clear now guys? So this is how we finish now, how to go for designing dashboard with slicer dashboard as well as data model and what is called pivotal options. We have finished completely. Now we'll go to the case studies. So I save this video.